Okay.
Well, there you are.
Hi, how are you? How have you been?
Better now for this steaming cup of hot tea. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're very welcome. Enjoy it.
Oh.
What's up, peeps?
Scorch my vocal cords. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah.
We'll do this early. Do all of the bells and whistles.
It's fun to tell them in advance. That way, if you're just passing by, you can do that and then be done with it.
The subscribing and the liking and the notification stuff is awfully good. It's good for us. It's good for the algorithms, if that's important. What's more important to us, of course, is that you're here.
Right, exactly. We enjoy doing this, and it is great that there are people who are into it and that we can play for,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Otherwise, we just, play in the bedroom and not bother anybody.
What would be the point?
What would be the point?
What have you been up to? What's going on?
A little of this, a little of that. I'm really enjoying another nice day. This is really, May is an awfully nice month in Minnesota. After this, it gets less nice, my opinion.
it has been quite a series of very lovely days.
And it's
good to finish work early and be driving home with the windows rolled down.
Right. We are really leaning into the Minnesota thing now. We're talking about the weather. Minnesotans love to talk about the weather. So as neither of us are native Minnesotans, we can point that out.
The weather's weird to us.
The weather is awfully weird here, yeah.
However, it is nice to have a nice day.
Every once in a while, you get a really nice day. Yeah.
We're going to play some music today.
That's the plan.
I think that's what we tend to normally end up doing.
That's right.
And is there a why and a wherefore?
So we're doing old school 80's pop goodness today. This is Modern English's Melt With You.
Ugh.
Great song. Best song ever that has 2 chords in it.
2 chords?
Well, there's a third in the bridge, but that's only a little bit.
It's something as a songwriter that you steer away from. Mm-hmm. And it's such an odd thing. You just kind of feel like, well, there should be more. But not necessarily.
Well, the melody should inform the harmony, which is the chord structure underneath it. It should be about the melody. It doesn't matter. You can do a song with 1 chord. If the melody works, great. That's the most important thing. And this is a great melody, and they get enough out of the 2 chords, melodically speaking, that it just works.
When you brought this up, although I'm familiar with the song, I didn't know the song to play. And so I started playing and then realized, it's just this.
Same thing. There you go. 1-4, 1-4, 1-4, 1-4, 1-4.
And I thought, well, that's awesome. But it gets you. It gets it when you've restricted, when you've created some sort of restriction, and the songwriter. I don't know if you've decided beforehand, I'm going to write a song with 1 chord. Like it gets you to work hard.
Sometimes it's cool doing those.
It's good.
Yeah, anything that can create a new spark and sort of get you jump started with a new songwriting technique is always good. That could come from anything, and of course that's the answer to I'm sure you've fielded that question a million times.
Absolutely.
How do you write your songs? Different people do them in different ways. Yeah, it's nice to change it up every once in a while.
The older I've got, there's a lot of people that I like that tend to do it in a very similar way.
Okay, such as?
They noodle.
Yeah.
And then they get something that sort of lights them up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I know that I used to worry about it.
There's a fly in here the size of a bird.
I saw him. If we get attacked, if we start freaking out, it's because
coming.
We're getting attacked by a bird. I was always worried about, not necessarily worried, but thought it was unusual how I came up with the sort of lyrics and the lyrical content until I heard Bono talk about it. Actually, I think it was Edge talking about Bono and basically do a lot
Nonsense
of
words.
Vowel sounds and words that fit in sort of phonetically that didn't really mean anything.
Watermelon.
Exactly, but then he was able to take that away and create the cadence and the melody and fit the right words to it. And that's essentially how I do things.
So you've got your harmony structure first. You've got your chord progression, and you're writing over.
Yeah, and I mean, and that all comes.
That
all sort of comes just from sitting messing around with stuff.
Yeah.
This actually, because any of you that have watched, if you're new here, hi, I'm Leslie. This is Adam. But those of you that have been watching for a little while know I typically play in Dadgad, which is a very Celtic tuning, D-A-D, G-A-D.
Yep.
And this year I wrote a ton of music, all because my guitar was accidentally tuned the wrong way.
Yeah.
I ended up with D-G-D, G-A-D. And when you came up with
that's like a D sus4 tuning.
I don't even know, but when you
the G takes the F sharp as the third and the D. So.
When you brought up Melt With You, that's the tuning that I'm in. I've got a capo here up on the 5th fret, but that's the tuning I'm in.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so that actually sparked 12 whole songs.
Wow, there you go. Isn't it amazing how some little thing can...
Because it's something different. It's something that you're not used to.
You get out of your comfort zone and you get out of your routine, and that's where fresh ideas come from.
That is exactly it. Now, in recent weeks, you picked up a new guitar.
I did. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And has that been sort of inspiring anything much?
It will once I get new pickups installed in it, but I've still got the pickups that I want to put in the
never-ending tinkering of the guitar.
Yeah, I like the
guitar player.
Yes, it has. It's really fun to sit around and do different things with different sounds and stuff like that. I remember back in the day when we worked in the guitar store together, one of our coworkers said to me, I believe in response to me saying, "You don't need all the gear," saying to me, "Yeah, but every time I get a new pedal, I write a song out of it. It inspires me to write a song."
Yeah.
So even the gear acquisition syndrome, as we call it in the guitar world, the gas, even that can lead to some great things, which is cool. But yeah, the new guitar's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy having a whammy bar, and I've been playing a lot of surfy kind of music with it.
Surf music is a kind of a thing that you're into.
I kind of like it.
Because the Celtic thing is sort of what you're known for.
Yeah, that's how I earn a living. But it's nice like I said, it's nice to branch out. It's nice to do different things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Should put a surf band together. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I listen to a lot of weird music. I listen to a lot of things that people have never heard of and probably wouldn't think is very good. But I enjoy it. It's fun.
I will definitely always sort of fall back on music like this. That sort of new wave stuff I just always find fascinating.
I think there is no better era from a pop songwriter perspective. I don't think you can hold a candle to the 80s. I don't think anything that has come since the 80s has been anywhere near as inventive, has been anywhere near as interesting to me, as melodic, as hooky, as catchy. The stuff kids listen to now is, of course, completely lost on me. There's no melody. There's no hook at all.
You can't hear the words.
Just get off my lawn. But seriously, the 80s stuff was just full of great songs.
It was a pop era.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, people were experimenting with new gear for the first time ever. They had lots of synthesizer things to play with, and that is not, that before that, they didn't have that in the 1970s and the 60s and 50s. So I think that sparked a lot of creativity, and so many of them were like kind of one-hit wonder bands or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I know immediately what this song is. Yeah. Oh, that's modern English, and I can in my brain remember where I was when I heard it, and the feelings that evokes is what makes a song great, I think. But the 80s is fantastic. I love playing 80s songs. It's hard to do because you have to, on an acoustic guitar, you're so limited.
I don't even
This was a band that wasn't necessarily super over the top synthy, so it's a little more approachable.
This is one of those other songs, and I say this really often, but there's like an acoustic strum in there somewhere, and that just always grabs my ears for sure. It does.
Yeah.
Duran Duran's next.
I love Duran Duran. I'll do any Duran Duran. They're fantastic. I mean, for a boy band, I mean, those guys, they actually played. They were good. John Taylor, the bass player, is a fantastic bass player.
Yeah, I was
really good.
I was local crew for Duran Duran when they came through Belfast, and
you had to do Nick Rhodes's makeup table, or how'd that
no,
work?
I just unloaded a truck and packed it all up again at the end of the night. But it was still fun to see the show for sure.
We're gonna do this one, "Melt with You" by Modern English. Remember the guy had like a beret or a funny hat on in the video?
He did have a funny hat. He had a funny hat and probably what you would call suspenders, and I think
braces.
I would call them braces.
Yeah. Suspenders were big in the 80s. It's going to be very hard playing this without some affected fake English London accent, because that really comes through in the performance.
I find that same thing. Sometimes there's certain Celtic songs that kind of almost need.
You sound like you're from Cork all of a sudden, or what?
Almost needs an accent on it.
Well, that's when you hear them, and that's how you learn it in your head and your brain. That kind of, you sound like an Aussie singing "Men at Work" or whatever. Anyway, if I sound English, it's accidental.
It's on purpose.
Right. Moving forward, using all my breath, there it is. Making love to you was never second best. I saw the world refreshing all around your face, never really knowing it was always mesh and lace. I stopped the world and fell with you. And it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dream of better lives, the kind which never hates. Trapped in a state of imaginary grace. I made a pilgrimage to see this human race, never comprehending the race and long gone by. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Let's stop the world. You see the difference, and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. The future's open wide. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Let's stop the world. I've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. Let's stop the world. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
What a fun
I'll
thing to
stop
play.
the world and melt with you.
Too much tea, Adam. You're turning English.
I know. You've seen the difference, I know. Getting better all the time.
All the time.
Can't
Everybody.
do it without doing that.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It was a fun one.
I love that
Pop
song.
music. We're gonna It's all pop from here
just
on.
going to lean into the 80s.
It's just going to be 80s. We're actually just going to start with Top of the Pops in 1981 and just work our way through the weeks.
Glass Tiger coming up. It's going to be amazing.
There will be some hair metal in there, I'm sure, if we were to do that.
Maybe one or two.
We love your suggestions. We love your comments. We just love you just liking what we do because that keeps us coming back to do it some more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. This is always a lot of fun. We appreciate you watching. And, we love the comments like Leslie said. So keep it up. And we'll see you next time, okay?
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop.
All right.